What is going on, everybody? My name is Nick, and welcome back for another album review. We're talking about Red Velvet's newest album titled The Velvet, which obviously that means that we are not going to be doing, like their pop up beats, crazy, funky, happy sort of music. This is the more artistic and the smooth and the other side of Red Velvet. You've got the red portion, which was their last album or the previous album, and then you've got the velvet part, and we're talking about the velvet part. And just based off of that, for me, as far as like what I overall think of that, the fact that it is the velvet side for Red Velvet means that this is an album that hasn't really. I have listened to this album a lot over the last few days. It just hasn't really failed to capture me and hook me. But that doesn't mean I don't think it's that. But that doesn't mean I think that it is a bad album or a poor album. I just think that as far as the Red Velvet albums are concerned, this one for me is probably my least favorite for whatever reason. And that's kind of because it goes with music that, in my opinion, is, mostly meant to just be something that you just sit down and listen to and enjoy without having something that's like a serious hook to it. Most of the songs kind of think lack that one moment that's going to stick in your mind, and that's going to it's going to be a hook that you'll, I don't know if that makes any sense. They lack a very heavy hook. Definitely some of these songs do have a portion that gets stuck in your brain. The first song that I'm thinking of, which is probably my favorite song on the album, is Cool Hot Sweet Love. That chorus part is just really, really awesome, and I really just love the way that it sounds. But the entire album kind of follows my same thoughts on their promotion song, One of These Nights, which is this song isn't really, it's definitely a song that you listen to and enjoy as a song, and you don't really focus on it so much, but you use it as nice kind of background music to get lost in. Or if you're just gonna sit, you don't even think about anything, but you just sit and listen to it and let the music just do its thing. And this entire album is really, really good for that, and it's great. Another thing which I'm really, really happy about is that SM Entertainment definitely could have called this a full-length album, because this album is 8 tracks long, but they didn't, because there are only 5 original or different tracks on it. The last 3 are different remixed versions of One of These Nights, and each one of those 3 are really, really great in their own way. They bring a different feel to it. Obviously, they changed up the instrumentation and stuff to it, and it's fantastic. I think that my favorite version of One of These Nights has to be the piano version. It's just a really, really nice song to listen to, and with One of These Nights being a song that I just like to listen to, and we're adding it to my playlist of songs I just would like to just lie down and close my eyes or sit or whatever, just close my eyes and let the music infiltrate my brain and my thoughts and just take me wherever it wants to take me. The piano version of this song is definitely one of those songs that you do that with. It's fantastic. And unfortunately, just like I said, just because the songs, there isn't one song on here that is particularly or super upbeats, pop kind of stuff, which predictably is the kind of music, or that sort of music and stuff that kind of just hooks me, and is obviously at the top of my list of favorite songs on any album or just in K-pop in general. This album doesn't really have one of those songs, so that kind of naturally would mean that it's on the opposite end of how much I like it compared to The Red, which I really like that album. But having an entire album dedicated to a concept, or that whole style concept that Red Velvet does, where it's one where they've got 2 different concepts and sounds, is really interesting, and it means that the album is a bit unbalanced as far as not unbalanced, because it's all the same sort of, but whereas their was it Ice Cream Cake album, I think it was, had both of those. You know, they got Automatic and Ice Cream Cake, which are, you know, the red and the velvet aspect of it. And, you know, you've got those sounds and feelings and stuff like that in the same album, which makes it a really interesting thing to listen to. This one is, you know, just different variations and a different, you know, take and exploration on, you know, that sound, which, you know, it's not bad. And they're really good songs. I like them a lot. But, you know, there isn't really one on there that's like that has been like, you know, when I sit down when I get in my car, you know, to go to work or something like that, where that like one of these songs off of this album is the one that I put on to just like start the playlist. Because, you know, when I like to start a playlist, I like to start with something that is going to be, you know, engaging and have energy and just get me like straight into it so that I can just, you know, drive and whatever. You know, I don't know if you understand what I mean, but, you know, that's the kind of thing, and this album doesn't have it. That being said, though, my review, my score, which is really about how I'm going to spend my money on this, is I'm going to buy this album. I'm going to buy every Red Velvet album. I really like this group. They're obviously really, really good. You know, they've got interesting visual concepts. They've got interesting sounds. They've come out with some very, very interesting stuff. And, you know, even if I didn't particularly like this album, I should say, even if I hated this album, I'd still buy it just to say that I have the entire Red Velvet album collection. So, you know, I'll definitely be looking to buy this at some point in the future. It's not at the top of my list, but it is definitely, you know, somewhere that I would want to be getting soon-ish, because, you know, I want to have it. But I don't know what else to say, really. That's all I got. You know, I'm gonna buy it. It's a good album. Not particularly my favorite album of the year or from Red Velvet in their career so far, but that doesn't mean that I think that it is a bad album, and I don't like any of the songs, because I like a lot of the songs. Cool Hot Sweet Love, like I said, is my favorite song on the album. It's really, really great. And then as far as different versions of One of These Nights, the piano version is top notch. It's excellent as well. So there you go. That's my review. That's my thoughts and opinions and stuff like that. I want to know what you thought of this album. You know, let me know so we can talk about it down in the comments or on social media. Got Twitter and Facebook that you could, you know, message me at or something like that. So there's links to those profiles in the description box below. So that is going to be it for this video. As always, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye. And, you know, for me, that's what it took to, like, really like this song. Like, I like it. It's, you know, smooth. It's cool. It's, like, relaxing. It's just a song you just, like, I would just sit back and enjoy and just listen to. Just throw it on when I want to relax, you know, and just chill and just soak in the atmosphere and the